Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Luthais. This is Immersive Gaming, and this is the video that you guys have been waiting for, where I go through the biggest mental tests that I've gone through for a while when it comes to a game pushing me mentally to my limits. And yes, in part 2 of the Mad Max series, that was just the beginning of a 12-hour session, and this is the rest of the 12-hour session, where I'm just going to bring you guys highlights of what happened. So in the last episode, we died at the cheese factory, and then I spawned close to this town, and I thought to myself, let me just quickly check if there's any vehicles in the garages before I go and fetch my body. And then this happened. Which I should have expected, but again, with the puppet settings, like I told you guys, you never know what you're going to get. So yes, I try to jump onto that garage, but apparently these garages are not the same as the usual garages, because usually I can jump on it. And if you're limping or you're out of stamina, of course you can't jump or vault over something. But I feel I did have stamina there when I tried to jump onto that garage roof. So that was a stamina. And at this point, I just decided to give up. I can go into a house or something, but I just thought to myself, let's try and get over this wall. Although I know I can't jump without stamina. And that was it. So that was my first death. Or my second death in this 12-hour session. The first death was in part 2. So now it's night time. If you guys can't see anything, don't worry. I also really couldn't see anything. That's why I'm backing up into the light. And yes, right in front of the police station, 2 of the SWAT puppets. And this time I had a spear. So I felt okay. I felt I could do this. And this is where the frustration started a little bit. Now, I can understand with these puppets having the vests on them, the body armor, I can excuse the amount of hits, okay, that it takes here, okay? But as soon as they hit you, this is the special thing about the One Life server and the Walking Dead server. Once you get hit, anything can happen. You can get crippled immediately. And later in the video, you will see that some puppets have combos that can kill you before you even know what's going on. Okay, they've got like a Mortal Kombat move or a Hulk smash move that they do on you that happens very, very quickly. So as you can see, the threat level is quite high. Again, at this point, I'm using my spawn points just to look for vehicles, okay? Because I gave up on the body at the cheese factory. So now I'm just doing random spawns to try and look for vehicles. And like I told you guys in my last episode, on the One Life server, okay, on the One Life series, this is what happens when you rush. This is what happens when you don't have any patience, okay? And the random spawn and the sector spawn might seem high, guys, but you'll see that I never dip below 100 XP or 100 fame points, because everything you do that earns you fame points on The Walking Dead gives you twice as much fame, okay? So it costs you the same amount of fame that it will, like on an official server. It's basically costing you double, but you're earning the fame points at double the speed, okay? So if you don't do what I'm doing here, if you do not cut down a tree, if you do not craft a bow, if you do not use your skills in which you've got no skill points in, and you don't earn fame, then the 50 and 100 fame for respawning looks insane. But when you focus on the basics, then you'll see that, you know, you can earn fame a heck of a lot faster or at double the speed. So then it doesn't matter. But if you're rushing on The Walking Dead and you don't earn the fame points, then it will look very, 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 very difficult. Okay? So let's look at Cheese Factory in part 2 was the first death. Then the second death was in that town where the horde beat me up. And then the third death was the police puppets. Fourth death was that woman at the house. Okay, so we've died 4 times already. Okay. Now at least I'm getting back to basics. So you guys might think now, okay, he's back. He's gotten back to his usual ways. Things will get a lot better now. And I thought so too. So here I found a quad finally. And this quad has 0 battery power. 0. And yes, I'm at the coal mine. But there's not so many things to loot. There's not a lot of locations where I will get 9-volt batteries or batteries here. Okay, so I'm very desperate at this moment to get this squad started so that I can just start my Mad Max adventures on a vehicle. So I loot for quite a while, come back, charge it with one, you know, with a 9-volt battery that has 2 uses. And most of you will know that you need at least 2 to 3 9-volt batteries to charge a vehicle properly. But I've got medium driving, so I'm just like, come on man, I can get lucky. And no, I can't get lucky. Okay, so this is where the frustration starts. So I found a vehicle repair kit, but I couldn't repair the quad. So then I did the blueprint leveling for engineering just to reach basic engineering, which also took quite some time, just so that I can repair the quad so long while I'm looking for batteries. And then of course leveling up my endurance and survival at the same time. Although my survival is at medium, so doesn't really matter. But the medium survival definitely helps you with the time that it takes you to cut down a tree and, you know, process a tree and everything and craft items. So that's definitely a great quality of life. So now the quad's completely repaired. I got another 9-volt battery. And here we go again. Now this is laughable, guys. When I edited this video, I was laughing my ass off because I know what I'm doing wrong. But because I'm in a different mindset, I don't want to think about what I need to do. So finally I do think about what I need to do. So I go to a neighboring town to get more, you know, to get at least 2 or 3 9-volt batteries or a car battery or the cell phone batteries. And while I'm here, I just craft myself a metal sword or a metal sword, because as you will see now, it's much more effective than the spear. A heck of a lot more effective than the spear. There we go. So now I've got something to defend myself close range. And then I crafted the 35-pound bow as well. Because The Walking Dead is ×3 loot, so it's not that difficult to get loot. But I am focusing on the vehicle. Okay, a lot of other people playing on the server will just focus on gear. For now, I am just focusing on the vehicle. To play the Mad Max character. And then I on purpose got materials for the metal sword and that are higher durability, just so that I can have a higher durability sword. And the bow, my bow was glitching. Every time I want to use the bow, it like loads an invisible arrow, and I can't load it by left clicking, and I have to press the R button to reload it. And then the game started tabbing me out of the screen automatically. That was, that got quite frustrating. And then I found a Hell Rider dirt bike, so all the time that I put into that quad was basically for nothing. If I only came to this town a little bit earlier, I wouldn't have wasted like 2 hours of my life trying to get that quad started. But so yeah, we're breathing a bit, okay? I love it, and because of the medium motorcycling and the medium driving, I know that driving a bike and a car will be a lot of fun and quite fast, okay? And then here I just, I was looting the French castle or the medieval castle, okay? You can see where I am on the map. I'm just looting that castle. And a drop came at A2, and because I'm the Mad Max character, I need to not worry and just get as much excitement going as I can. So my first few hours were very, very frustrating. Because I'm giving you highlights, it might not seem like much, but the time that it took me in between just to die again, I started feeling what a lot of you guys feel, which I haven't felt in a long time. But because I am letting go of everything I've learned and just trying to have the most amount of fun in the shortest amount of time, I'm getting frustrated more and more. And then there's highlights for me like this, which is absolutely awesome. And the only reason I drive the Hell Rider in third person is because it just looks better. When I drive the normal dirt bike, I always drive in first person because it immerses me a heck of a lot more. But for some reason, the horns on the Hell Rider in first person just breaks the excitement for me. So those ramps will look much cooler in first person, but it's still awesome to do it in third person. And I'm just going for it. I'm just absolutely going for it. And then sometimes things like this happen. So we're almost getting there. My brain is starting to relax. There was that movie with the little guys inside the girl's head, the fiery guy that gets angry and the calm girl. There was that movie, I can't remember the movie's head, but the little fiery, it tabbed me out again. It kept on doing that, tabbing me out for no reason. And all of these things are like in making the angry brain cell in my head angrier, okay? So I placed down the flag on my way to the drop. Right here in front of me. And I don't hear this puppet. But the first two guys, that first hit, okay, I'm dead. That first hit, remember I'm in the snow, I'm isolated. I didn't even hear that puppet. I thought that was the dying sound of the puppet that I killed. That first hit almost made me fall off my chair. I cannot explain to you guys what a fright I got from that hit. I think I shook my headset off my head with the fright that I got, okay? So now my nerves are ticking. You know, I'm getting my body back. But again, it took time. I can only do a sector respawn. And you can see my fame points, guys. Just with that little bit of work that I did, you know, cutting down the tree, leveling up, engineering, crafting the bow, using the bow, I'm back at 300 fame points, okay? And I've just spent 100 fame points to get to respawn in the sector, okay? So that's what I mean. The fame points might look insane when you first join the server, but as soon as you see how much fame you're earning, you know, with doing the normal stuff, the more it will make sense. But if you don't do those normal stuff, and you just run for points of interest, and try and get a weapon or something, like if you just sprint for a point of interest and you go for a rifle, and you've got advanced rifle, so you're not going to earn any fame points by using a rifle, you know, dying will be terrible for you. So yeah, I'm sure some of you have spotted the bow and the metal sword, but I didn't, okay? I didn't spot them. So now I'm forced to fight this woman with a stone knife. And the angry little character in my head is getting irritated again. And then finally, I see it. And I think to myself, why wasn't this on my body? Why is my body there? Blah, blah, blah. That's what's going through my head. So all the things that you guys usually get frustrated with, all of this is going through my head at the moment, okay? First of all, my nerves are shot by the fright that I got when that woman hit me from the back. I've probably been playing for about 4 or 5 hours now, so my patience level is going down, and the relaxation hasn't really kicked in because, you know, we're dying again. I'm stuck with this invisible bow that won't load the arrow unless I press R, which I'm not used to. And then finally we got to get a little bit of a break. So we're in the cargo drop. We're still nervous. There are people on the server that's killing each other. People on the server are getting angry, telling the person, "We're gonna kill you." Like, I think Renegade killed someone, and then the guy's like, "I'm gonna kill you," after he got killed. I love it when people tell you they are gonna kill you after you've killed them. That's quite funny to me. Okay, so we gather the night vision. We get a full M9 kit, which is great. And personally, I'd rather use the pistol than a rifle because, yes, my pistol skill and my archery skill will earn me a lot of fame points. My rifle skill won't really earn me a lot of fame points, so I'm not really worried about the rifle, a rifle at the moment. Again, I'm struggling with inventory space because I haven't found a vehicle with any inventory space, and at the moment I don't want to bury loot. Now I am going to bury this loot in this area because I've at least got the motorcycle now. So I'm just like, okay, you're going to go bury all this access stuff somewhere in the snow, put a flag down, and you can always come back to it, okay? So again, I'm starting to relax now. No one has come to the drop. I feel that's a positive thing for me. It's like the game is giving me a break, which feels good. Then I can breathe a little bit. That's a big thing. I can breathe a little bit. And now we're starting to relax a little bit again. Now here, I spent a few hours, like 3 hours or 2 hours in the big city. I couldn't show you guys all the footage because it was lagging a bit, okay? Not when I'm playing, like my FPS is dropping in the big city, and The big reason for that is because I'm playing at 1440p, but most of you that have been with this channel for a while knows why I went to 1440p. The 1440p allows me to upload videos at a much higher quality and for them to encode it at the best quality they can. I'm talking about YouTube. Where if I played at 1080p, I probably won't have any performance issues, but then the video quality that you guys get will be a lot worse, okay? And because we're always trying to level up this channel, I've just made peace with not really going into the city, because anything below 60 FPS I can feel. So I can feel the frame drops. I can feel at this moment, I don't need a counter. I know at this moment I'm not running at 60 FPS, okay? So here I'm in an area which I haven't been in for a while. And again, quite a lot of puppets. I don't think I ever knew I could jump through that wall. Like, I've walked into that wall, but I thought like I needed to go into a door or something like that. And then when I pressed spacebar, the guy just vaulted through that little gap, which was quite surprising. So now I feel like I'm getting into a secret area, which is probably not a secret area. I think most of you that have been here are probably like, Luthais, I've vaulted through there a million times, you're an idiot. And yes, I felt like an idiot when pressing the spacebar got me through that gap. I did feel like an idiot. As you guys can see, my backpack is cleaner now. My loot that I've got on me is cleaner. So I buried the access loot. And yeah, the big city. The reason I kept this in the highlights is the big city is by far the most exciting place on the map, guys. Without a shadow of a doubt. The big city has got so many resources in it. And I mean, on The Walking Dead, you can build a base anywhere, okay? So I would love to build a base in the big city. There's a ton of trees for my base. There's a ton of scrap metal for my base. There's solid structures which I can fortify. There's vehicles. There's garages. The big city has got a heck of a lot of elements. Military loot. It's like the big city has got all the loot that you'd ever want. It's just not focused like a bunker, or a town. It is basically a big town, but I mean, you're not going to get the amount of military loot in the big city that you will get at the military airfield or something like that. Again, look there. I loaded an invisible arrow, and then I'm getting tabbed out of the game quite a lot, okay? Which is like it's glitching. It's like in, with the irritation level. So I don't know. I think I've been through 3 days now already. In one session, I think I've been playing for about seven hours now, and still looking for a vehicle. Still just looking for a vehicle. It's nighttime. I don't really care if someone kills me. I'm looking for a vehicle, so I'm just looking in every garage. You guys can clearly see I don't want to loot, okay? I just want to get a vehicle. It's cool. I can look for a dirt bike later, which I like to have fun with. I can go look for the dirt bike, which has no inventory space, so that I can go to cargo drops once I've established my base. I can go to a cargo drop with no loot on me, so that I know I can carry all the loot that I want to carry, but so that I can have fun. And here I'm firing like my butt, but I just want to back off all the time. So yes, if I didn't have the 9mm pistol here with the attachments, I would have never done what I'm doing now. There's no way on The Walking Dead that I'll be looting a town with a bow or a melee weapon. Okay, there's just, like, as you guys saw previously, it takes one shot to cripple you, and then you're in some deep trouble. That's one puppet. If one puppet staggers you and another puppet hits you, you're basically gone. And later in the video, I'll show you that Hulk smash move that is very, very lethal. So again, I'm just driving everywhere, looking for a vehicle. Taking risks, like I can run into players here. The players are chatting on the server. And funny enough, guys, I do not see this vehicle. I want to see when you guys see this pickup truck. But I didn't see the pickup truck. Like right here, I'm going to run past. Right here, I'm running past the pickup truck. I don't see it. I am so nervous with these puppets on me. I can't even think straight. Okay? I don't even want to think about dying again. Okay? I've got enough fame points, but I just don't want to die, because anytime I die, a person can be in my vicinity, loot me, steal my bike, and everything. And there I don't even have anything on me. And I'm so nervous, I don't even think about putting on my light. I am just shooting at any kind of shadow, because that's all I can see. I can just see shadows. So I'm just shooting at any shadow possible. Now I put on my light. And I'm nervous, guys. I am nervous. I am quite tired after 7 hours of constant play. And I want to get to the end of this session. But I want to have fun as well. Okay, so that situation is cleared. Now the next clip, my hard drive actually became full. Because my recording hard drive gave in, but don't worry, I did order another SSD drive to record onto. But that's why this audio is out of sync here, because my SSD was literally running out of space as I was recording. So yeah, that's not the game. But look here, I don't know about the vehicle. I am just worrying about the puppets at the moment. That's all. I'm like a chicken without a head, not wanting to die. That's all. I just don't want to die. And it was starting to lag here in game as well. And I'm just like you've been in this town 100 times. It never lags. Why is it lagging? And again, ticket. That frustration level is building up. So yes, I'm going to discover the vehicle quite soon. I think, no, I'm still going to look through the garages for a vehicle after I've ran past it. And again, an invisible arrow, people. I shot an invisible arrow. Now that might not seem like a big deal until you're on the server. When you're on the server with my puppet settings, then loading an invisible arrow is like the end of the world for you. Because you know, one shot and it can be the end of you. Okay? So I'm still looking for a vehicle. And now that I see myself running around like a headless chicken afterwards, I wanted to explain something to you guys. There's a lot of people that joins the One Life, or that has joined Survival Evolved when it was a little bit more difficult. And even the first people that joined The Walking Dead sent me messages on my Discord of like gifs, you know, like memes. I'm out, you know, or fuck this, you know, like they died and then they saw how much fame points it takes to respawn, and then they're just like, you're insane. You guys won't understand how many people has complained to me in DMs and that just quit the first time or the first 3 times they die. I got a message the other day. I want to play with my friend on The Walking Dead, but he died 3 times in 10 minutes and now he doesn't want to play anymore, and I like playing with him, so now we joined another server. Now, guys, it's very difficult for me to have empathy with that. I do understand what they are going through. And this is just like a fast forward of what they go through. Okay, because I just changed a few small things, like 3 little things in my playing style, and now I'm suffering like most of you do. But the sad thing for me is, except that I can't go anywhere with this freaking pickup truck. Oh, no. I can charge it. But although I can charge it and I feel happy, I'm going to go to the gas station with my lights on. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drive to the upper gas station with my lights on because it's not completely daylight. Then I'm going to stop the pickup truck, kill the puppets while my lights are on, and then get back to the truck and the battery's flat. And then the adventure just carries on with me getting frustrated more and more with my stupid decisions. So the reason it's difficult for me to have empathy when people complain about server settings or insult me or, you know, tell me I must have fun playing alone on my servers is because this is a survival game. Okay? And I don't really care what you guys say. An official server is has got almost no PvE threats. An official server has got PvP threats and a little bit of a loot grind. Okay? And you guys will never know how many people have complained to me about loot settings. Okay? If they can't find loot easily, if they can't enter one bunker and come out there with at least an AK, then they're upset. Where I found it fun to loot 5 bunkers for an AK. I mean, it's a survival game. Why am I supposed to find a gun in every single bunker? Okay? It's a post-apocalyptic world. Most of the stuff has been looted by other people. Everything is supposed to be scarce. You know, that's the fundamentals of a survival game. Now you might say, wow, Luthais, you're talking about loot, but now you're on The Walking Dead with ×3 loot. Yes, so that people that complain or the average player can experience a survival element, but I'm just taking away the loot grind for them and I'm letting them build everywhere because the base building is quite broken. If you guys didn't know, I haven't showed you this. I can raid a base in, if I've got the right equipment, and I'm not talking about C4. If I've got the right weapons, I can raid a base in a half an hour max. Okay, if you haven't upgraded your walls, I'll raid you within 5 minutes. Okay, but I don't do that. I know I do daily tests on Scum in single player, and I know exactly what the shortcuts are, but I don't use it, and I'll never show it to you guys because it will make base building completely useless. Okay, and that's why the build everywhere is a good idea for me, so that people can't abuse it, that will, of course, abuse it. If you ever get to your base and you think to yourself, why is my wall broken? Why is everything broken but there's no splash damage? It's because people are using these shortcuts to get into your base, which is very, very negative. Some of you know you can shoot a wall with a shotgun, but guys, a shotgun is not supposed to damage a brick wall or concrete wall ever in its life, combined with all the other items that damage walls at the moment. Okay, it's completely unrealistic. So yes, let's not talk about that. But that's why build everywhere is positive. And that's why I'm trying to figure out how to implement settings on my servers to counter this behavior. And that's why next month I'm starting a developer series where I'm going to try and help the developers with balancing. I'm not saying they don't understand their own game, but I don't think they are playing their own game as much as some of us, me being one of them. I spend an average of 5 to 8 hours on this game every single day, with various aspects. And I'm not a PvPer. I'm a survival player. I do PvP. Okay, here's the scene that I told you guys in the last episode of the One Life. I told you guys that I'm going to show you a funny scene with the puppets that follow animals. Check this out. This was hilarious to me. Check this guy. Oh, no, that's funny. That puppet gives hunting a new name. I can't kill a bird by running, I can't kill a bird without a weapon. But these puppets can. Because I have found dead birds. I don't know how they get it right, but they do. And then sometimes they change their focus onto you, which isn't a big deal. Like a lot of you told me, the birds are letting the puppets behave weirdly. It just adds to the PvE threat level, guys. It just adds to the PvE threat level, and it changes the behavior to be a little bit more erratic, instead of you knowing exactly what the behavior works like. Like, I know exactly how far away I must be from a puppet for it not to detect me, even if I shoot it. I know how far I can be away from a puppet so that it doesn't detect me. But that does not make my experience fun. Okay? I know how to not die in 100 ways. But that does not make my experience fun for me. So the reason I made The Walking Dead is so that we can have as much fun as possible, but not remove the survival element of the game. The only place where the survival element is easy is the loot. The fact that the loot multiplier is only at 3. But regarding the threat level, guys, this is what a survival game needs. This behind me is what a survival game needs. Okay? If you don't have a gun, you are supposed to run. Like Rick in the beginning of The Walking Dead, when Rick had nothing. He was like a scared little cat that got stuck underneath a tank. Okay? Until he found a gun. Then he wasn't scared anymore. And then even when they had guns, they didn't just rush into a horde. Okay? The puppets still posed a threat. Like the puppets are posing a threat here at the moment. And again, I'm out of stamina. Okay? Planning went out the window. I'm playing in third person, which I never do. Okay, so like I said, just the 2 or 3 small things that I've changed about my gameplay is costing me my life regularly. Don't ask me why I'm taking out my bow here. Don't ask me why. This is what happens when you're frustrated for about 9 hours. So again, I ask you, in this 12-hour session, when would you have rage quit? Just for interest's sake. In this session, when would you have quit? And that's why when a person tells me, my friend died 3 times in 10 minutes, or I looted a bunker and I didn't get any loot. How long does it take to loot a bunker? 20 minutes tops. Okay, half an hour if you're very slow. So you got nothing out of 20 minutes of playing a survival game. It's very difficult for me to try and cry with you, or to try and please you with the problem. It's very, very difficult for me. I've adapted on Survival Evolved because of new players. Because most of the people that watch my videos are new to the game. So that's why Survival Evolved is there. So that I can just have fun with you guys. But when it comes to a survival experience, I needed the one life with a passion. With a passion. Because people say official servers loot are rare. Official servers loot was a bit too easy for me after a while. Okay? And now look at this, guys. Here comes the Hulk smash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, there's 8, 9 shots, 10 shots, 11 shots, 12 shots, 30 shots, 1, 2. Okay, so I'm not sure what happened there. I don't think I've ever stabbed a puppet 12 times in a row without it dying. But that's why a bow is my favorite weapon, because a bow doesn't take 12 shots to kill a puppet, okay, which makes a little bit more sense. Me stabbing that guy through the heart 12 times doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but I have to adapt. And I have to realize the threat level, which I hope you guys see there. So it's easy to survive in a lot of circumstances, but on The Walking Dead and The One Life, the puppet's behavior and the danger that you're in can't be calculated. You do not know if the puppet's going to hit you normally or with a Hulk smash. It's very difficult for you to always know where all the puppets are or where they're going to come from. You never know if an animal is going to lead a horde right into you and let all the puppets focus on you suddenly. There's a lot of unknown factors which plays a major role. Okay? And yes, guys, I am now relaxed. I have broken after 12 hours. I have broken through the mental struggle that I was going through. And remember, my vehicle was without a battery. I looted the bunker here on our right hand side. If any of you know where this gas station is, I looted the bunker on the right hand side for batteries. I died at that bunker as well. Okay? But yeah, I didn't press the instant replay there. Maybe I just lost my mind completely. But the 12 hours is done. I didn't drive very far to charge my battery. I'm getting motivated again, getting relaxed, and yes, now I'm going to continue my adventure, and I'm better prepared for the server and what the server is offering. I knew what the server was going to be. I just didn't know what it was going to do to me when I changed my playing style. So my point to you guys is, when would you have quit in this video? What time in the video would you have quit? And then, if you want to see and learn everything there is to see and learn about Scum, click the sub button. And if you enjoy this video, smash the like button. And I'll see you guys in part 4 of the Mad Max series, where we are going to become batshit crazy and we're going to find out what made Mad Max mad. Cheers, guys.